Hey guys, it's Amanda here, and today I just let me put the camera like that. I just had to talk about something incredibly serious, as you probably saw from my community post. There was a threat issued at my school. I go to Harlan, and this person, a student, had threatened they were going to shoot some people at my school. I don't know the exact details of everything because most of what I know is via rumors, but I had to say something because it terrified me so badly. It was to the point that I almost threw up all of the food that I had eaten because I was so terrified. I didn't know what to do, and apparently this person had threatened that they were going to shoot up the school after 5th period at some point. And I had just managed to get out of school at the beginning of 6th. Nothing happened as far as I knew, and barely anyone went to school today. And that was because they knew about it, but I didn't. I was very unfortunate. I always seem to be the last person to figure these things out whenever it comes down to it. I always am the last person to figure it out. But today, barely anyone came to school, and the cafeteria, whenever I left during lunch, was a wasteland. And my mom even mentioned that the kids who were leaving the school to go to their lunch, to go outside for lunch, they were silent. They didn't say a single word. Like, you could hear a pin drop in that cafeteria because it's normally so loud, but today it was barren, very barren. And it terrified me because a part of me had wondered what would have happened had I not gotten out of that, and what would have happened if that threat was real. Because I wouldn't be able to tell anyone my password to my YouTube channel to say, guys, so they can tell my fans, she's gone, Phantom Rider's gone. And that possibility terrified me to death. I had gone through all of the horrible and horrific scenarios in my head over and over again. It was to the point that my mother had picked me up before school even ended because she was that petrified. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her in the slightest, actually. But the reason I'm making this video is because I want you guys to be careful when you go to school. Because you never know when a threat like this can be issued. And if a threat is issued like that, you need to be able to watch your back. Because if you have the opportunity to stay home during one of these scenarios, stay home. Please. Because your life can be at stake and everything. And there were some kids who had been forced to go to school because their parents knew, but they didn't care. And I'm just like, why? Because whenever I came home, my father had actually started crying. And he's the type of man where it takes a lot for him to actually start crying. A lot. You have to put him in some serious mental or emotional pain to make him cry. You really do. And it really terrified him at the thought that I could have died at that school. It terrified me, it terrified my mother, and I'm not even sure if my brothers know about it. One of them does, but I'm not sure about the other. But it terrified me. And there were so many details floating around the school as rumors. I'm not sure if any of them are true, but apparently one boy in particular on Snapchat had said, hey, well, he didn't say anything. He just posted a picture of a gun in his backpack. And whenever I heard that, I felt my heart race. I even remember everyone was so on edge during 5th period that whenever a girl came into the classroom after leaving to go to the restroom or something, everybody either jumped up and one girl even hit the deck. She did. She was that terrified. And my heart was racing when she came in, and her entrance really didn't help. So it was too much for me to put on, so I left. And I went to my parents whenever they picked me up. And thankfully, they showed up just in time. But I was so scared of what could have happened. Especially because I'm not saying that this is 1,000% true. But I saw and I heard about these kids, about a girl who was a cheerleader. She had taken that snapshot. She had taken a screenshot of that person who had posted the photo of the gun in his backpack. And apparently, there was a boy who was rumored to be the culprit, and his name was Richard. And that terrified me because I'm like, I know a Richard at that school. I've known him since middle school. And whenever I heard that, I couldn't stop thinking, because he was such he wasn't innocent in middle school at all. He really wasn't. He always was talking about politics and he always made these really dumb and really offensive jokes. And he grew older. Whenever I saw him in high school, we didn't really talk much, but he seemed so immature. And I don't know if it's him or not, but I pray to God it's not, because I don't want to have to face him and see and realize the fact that I used to be friends with someone who could have killed me. I don't want to face the reality, if there is one, that he could be a killer. I don't want to face that. So please, guys, be safe out there whenever your school is being threatened. If your school is being threatened by a shooter, do not go. Stay home as best as you can. And if your parents are forcing you to go to school, please, for the love of God, be careful. Because I can't describe to you how much it would break my heart if one of my subscribers got killed in a shooting. It would break my heart. So please, be careful.